Good evening and welcome to a brand new series of the Jonathan Ross Show. We have some great names for you over the next 10 weeks, starting with tonight's fantastic lineup. Would you like to see who's in the green room for you this evening? OK, there is a huge new Marvel film out next week, and its cast includes not only one of the biggest movie stars in the world, but he's also one of the coolest men on the planet. Also, alongside him, an Oscar, Golden Globe and BAFTA-winning actor. It's Samuel L. Jackson and Captain Marvel herself. Look at that. Look at that.
Oh, look at the guy. Hey.
That's a beautiful looking combination. Now, you'll know my next guest from The Voice, of course. One of them is another Oscar, Golden Globe and BAFTA winner, which she won for that amazing performance in Dreamgirls. And with her is one of the biggest recording artists in the world, both as solo artist and with the Black Eyed Peas. It's Jennifer Hudson and will.i.am. Another fabulous duo. We're also joined by the brilliant stand-up comedian, Mr. Sean Walsh, ladies and gentlemen. There he is, Sean Walsh. And Sean is here. He is here strictly to talk about his next tour. So naturally, I promised him I'll be sticking strictly to comedy matters, which, strictly speaking, is strictly all we'll be talking about. Is that strictly OK with you, Sean?
Yes, that's fine, thank you.
And we've got music tonight for you as well. Great music. Comes from a global rock star. He's sold over 75 million albums, giving us such classic tunes as Summer of '69, Run to You, and Everything I Do It For You, which I think is still at #1. It is, of course, Mr. Bryan Adams, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Bryan. Great to have you here. That's the show. First, we start with great news for those of us who love to watch the Olympics, but think that what is lacking is a piece of old kitchen lino and some decent hip-hop music. Because it's been proposed that breakdancing should become an official sport at the 2024 Paris Games. That's a good idea, isn't it? I'm excited. I love breakdancing. It's exciting to watch, and it'll save money because most of the competitors would already have gold medals around their necks before they even compete. We need to include sports like that will attract a younger audience to the Olympics and people can relate to. And I do genuinely love watching breakdancing. The internet has some fine examples of how it should be done and also how it shouldn't be done. Here are some of my favourites. Good examples there. Of course, if they do include breakdancing at the Paris Olympics, I think we already have a homegrown, guaranteed gold medal winner to bring it home for the UK. Check her out. Here she is. She's got it going on. There she is. We give her rap name, the Notorious VAT. Here's a story I enjoyed this week. A Scottish lady called Moira returned from holiday in Australia to discover a snake had travelled all the way home with her on the plane, hidden inside her luggage. Here's the snake just after it was found. Look at that. That's a surprise. Apparently, the snake is a spotted python. That's because it's spotted everywhere except at Australian airport security. How does she get that through? I try and go through security. I've got a little tiny bottle of hair gel that I didn't put in the right thing. It's not in the bag. I'm out the line, full search, everything. And then, when the snake gets through, it's got on your way, Sheila, in Australia. Let me ask one of our guests. Samuel, what would you say if you happened to be on an aircraft as a mode of transport and then appeared to have a snake, or perhaps even several snakes, on board of the aeroplane with you? If there were, in fact, snakes on the plane. I mean, how would you react to that?
I think the reports of me hating and not liking snakes have been greatly exaggerated. But in most cases, I would pull the mongoose I have in my pocket out and let him handle it.
That's the only answer.
Always have a mongoose. In your pocket mongoose.
I think he means an actual mongoose. I don't think it's a euphemism.
Yeah, it's a euphemism.
Okay. Let's get my first guests out, ladies and gentlemen. They are the main attractions of the new blockbuster superhero movie. It's Captain Marvel herself, Brie Larson, and reprising his role as Nick Fury, the one and only Samuel L. Jackson, ladies and gentlemen.
Take it.
Come on, sit down. Great to have you here. Oh, look at that. Isn't that a thrill to have them both here, ladies and gentlemen? It's super exciting.
That's great.
We're thrilled.
Thrilled.
I loved Captain Marvel. I loved the movie. I'm a big Marvel fan. When I was growing up, there was another Captain Marvel at Marvel Comics. He was a guy. And now they have a female Captain Marvel. What was the big part for you that attracted you? Why did you want to be Captain Marvel?
Originally, it was just the character in particular, specifically that. She is part human, part Kree, so she's an incredible fighter and warrior, but she's also a human, which means that she's flawed and learns from her mistakes.
And then?
And then, of course, because we would get to work together, that was...
Wow.
Yeah.
Is it intimidating working with Sam? Have you worked with Sam before? I don't know if
This
you worked
is
with
my
Sam.
third time.
Wow.
Yeah.
What were the other locations?
We did Kong Skull
yeah, of course.
Island. Yep. We did...
And then she directed me in a film.
Okay,
Yeah.
then also that. I actually forgot it for a
So,
second. Yeah.
you know,
So that one.
no fear of me there.
Yeah. But were you a little scared of Sam when you first met him? Were you a little
Yes,
intimidated?
completely. I mean, hello. Yes, look at that face.
He's going through every face right now. I mean, we're getting a lot of good
Very
faces there.
expressive. No, he makes this face when you first meet him. That's sort of this, like, assessing you face.
Yeah.
For like an hour.
Yeah.
And I've noticed it now. Now that I've done 3 movies with him, I watch it happen to other people, and I'm like, oh, God, here we go.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like in Willy Wonka when, like, the egg comes down, the golden egg, and there's just, like, a split second between, like, good and bad, and
Yeah.
sometimes you just watch it go,
So are you doing that? Are you trying to assess people, Sam? Or do you know you're doing that even?
It's my mom's resting bitch face.
Wow. And why do you do it? You do it on purpose? You do it to make people...
Oh, yeah, it's just...
Yeah, that's the face.
Wow.
I can confirm that that's the face.
That is quite a scary...
No, it's not scary. It's just non-committal. You know, you don't know if I like you or don't like you. It's just...
It feels like he doesn't like
Yeah,
you,
it's
though,
like,
you know?
impress me.
It's a harsh way of meeting
It's hard. Yeah, yeah.
You don't remember that face?
someone. Oh, I see. That's the
I
only...
gave it to you when the first time I was on your show and we started talking about obnobs. And
Yeah.
I was going, what?
Yeah, you like a hobnob biscuit.
I did. Once you sent me some, you sent me like a huge box of them. I ate them for like 2 years.
Am I going to get those?
Would you like a hobnob?
I would.
Okay, well, a hobnob's going to be heading your way.
Is this like the mongoose joke, or is this
No,
like
it's
actually
not.
cookies?
It's-
Okay, I just making sure. I just had to make sure.
It's not a weird sex thing. It's an
Okay,
actual
great.
biscuit.
It was
Yeah,
a safety
yeah.
issue, that's why I was clarifying.
When you got cast, when you get a role like this, and you know this is going to be a big role, and you know this is going to be a big movie, of course.
You never know.
Do you have to keep it secret? Did you want to keep it secret?
No, you have to keep it secret. It's actually, I'm most excited for this movie to come out so that I can finally go to sleep knowing I didn't spoil it.
So you hadn't even told no close friends, family? You must have told.
No, I think looking back on it, I'm sure Marvel expected me to tell at least like my mom, but I was so scared. Like I didn't know. I was like worried that like what if they had tapped my phone, or like maybe they were gonna like come tackle me in the street like the second I opened my mouth. So I just didn't say anything.
And then you had to get in shape for it, I guess. Is that why you had to get? Because there's some footage I've seen online of you, and you're in formidable shape now.
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty strong.
Was that a fun thing to do? Did you want to get in shape, or was that kind of a chore?
It was completely my choice. Like nobody was like, Brie, it's really important that you like overextend yourself and train for 9 months. I just felt like, you know, you see a poster like you see now, and she looks very powerful, and I thought that it was important to say that I actually could deadlift 225 pounds and hip thrust 400 pounds, and I could do judo throws, I could throw people over my body. Those were like, it was important to me. It's not just like putting on the costume and standing there. Like, there's real strength.
It's amazing you know those figures well. Sam, what can you hip thrust?
Oh, that's a good question.
What?
Yeah, what can you hip thrust? We never talk about this.
My golf bag.
Let's have a look. This is a little clip of Brie that was online. This is Brie working out. This is very impressive. Look at this. That's the power of exercise right there. A donut as we walk.
Oh, yeah.
So you look great in the movie. The movie's set in 1995, I think. And so we see it's a younger Sam Jackson, of course.
Yeah.
And was this prosthetic, or was this CGI, or was this just because you look pretty young right now? I mean, they've done something to you.
There are a lot of things I can say about that. There's a process called Lola. And I had enough movies from the 90s that they could just go and, like, kind of steal a face here, steal a face there.
Yeah. But, I mean, you do look very young, because, how old are you now, Sam?
70.
Wow, he looks amazing for 70. Amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But you've never, I guess you've never been tempted to have any work done. You never needed to have any work done.
Have you had work done? Oh, we've never talked about it.
I don't have time. This is why I'm trying to work done.
Honestly.
I'm always working.
Yeah.
True. This is why we always work together, because I can't see him otherwise, because he just likes to be on set.
You are like the hardest working man in films. When I say hard working, I know acting isn't actually work, but you know what I mean? It's like...
Really? How many films have you done?
Oh, I've been in one.
Which one was it?
I was in the Spice Girls movie.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call that work, yeah.
I'm kind of starstruck right now.
You're looking at me. You didn't realise that was the sixth
I
Spice
was
Girl.
like, you seem so familiar to me, but now it's like, because I've watched you 100 times.
Really?
Yeah.
You've seen that movie that many times?
Are you kidding?
Are you a big Spice Girls fan?
Duh.
Wow. Are you a big Spice Girls fan, Samuel?
I was.
What made you get off of it?
Yeah.
When they stopped doing stuff.
Well, they're coming back. You know that.
I'm not anxious.
Okay. Would you like to see a clip of Captain Marvel, ladies and gentlemen? Would you like to see it? It's out Friday. It's amazing. It's going to be, I would have thought, if not the biggest movie of the year, one of the biggest movies of the year. Have a look at this.
Grunge is a good look for you.
Did you have a rough day, Agent Fury?
I'm gonna need clarification on this space invasion.
Skrulls are infiltrating your planet. They're shapeshifters.
Okay, prove you're not a Skrull.
That's a photon blast.
And?
A Skrull cannot do that.
I'm just supposed to take your word for that.
I have this power, but I don't know where it came from.
I've never seen anything like her.
You think you can find others?
She's just the beginning.
You've come a long way, but you're not as strong as you think.
What is this?
The SHIELD logo.
Does announcing your identity on clothing help with the covert part of your job?
Said the space soldier who was wearing a rubber suit.
Captain Marvel. The film set in 95, I said that. How old were you in 95, Brie?
6.
Wow. So you have not very, I suppose you had... So how old were you in 95, Sam?
I don't know. Grown?
Yeah. You were a grown man.
Grown and doing stuff, yeah.
Well, hold it, 95, you'd already made Pulp Fiction was 94, I think.
Okay. I made Pulp Fiction, Die Hard was about to come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So you were already an international star.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. Brie won an Oscar for her incredible performance in Room, which is an amazing film and amazing performance. I hope you've seen Room. Have you seen Room? Yeah. An amazing film. OK? It's an amazing film. You deserve the Oscar. Sam, and this is the travesty, Sam has not yet won an Oscar, ladies and gentlemen. And we all agree this is nonsense. When you were nominated for Pulp Fiction, your response when you were told you weren't winning it was probably the best and most honest response I've ever seen. Do you remember that response?
I think when they had all the 4 faces of the other people who were nominated in that little box that I think I said shit.
Well, I mean, because normally people just look and they just go...
Oh, I know.
Yeah. OK. Because I think...
I'm not that guy.
But I was convinced you were going to win. You must have thought you had a...
Not really. I mean, everything I've been to, I hadn't won. I didn't win the Golden Globes. I didn't win the SAG Award. I didn't win anything else. But, you know, in that one moment when they call your name, you kind of say to yourself, well, they're going to get it right this time.
Yeah. It was an amazing moment this year when the two of you on stage and you got to give the Oscar to Spike Lee.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was... and that must have been a great moment for you because I know you've worked with him. How many times now? 3, 4, 5 times? Quite a few times.
Geez, maybe 5, 6.
So you're almost lifetime friends.
And we went to college together.
Yeah, Morehouse College, yeah? Did you know he was going to try and climb you like a tree when
I
he
had
got
no idea.
We didn't even know it happened in the moment.
No, we didn't.
I think we were just like so excited that it was happening that we didn't realize until there was a photo. We were like, oh, we got some height.
But that is a beautiful hug. I want to find someone who will hug me like Spike Lee hugged Samuel L. Jackson.
So sweet.
Sam, you are, we know, the hardest working man in show business, but still, you manage to find time for golf wherever you go. Is it true you have it in your contract they have to give you off, is it a day a week for golf?
Twice.
Twice a week?
He golfed before the Oscars.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's like an addiction.
It replaced an addiction, yes.
And so, what do you like about it? Because I've never really... I like crazy golf.
You mean where you actually, like, putt the ball...
You know,
through
look,
the windmill and up the dragon's ass out of his mouth?
Yes, Bree will understand. Getting a ball through a windmill into a hole, right?
Totally on your level with this.
Yeah, it's much harder than the golf he plays. Because you're just getting it in a hole.
It's true. Yours is just like whack it as hard as you can, whereas ours is like detailed. It's like chiseling. It's skill.
You got to play the angles.
If that's what you want to believe, okay.
I do want to believe that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who do you play with? Who are your golfing buddies over here?
I don't really have any.
Everyone's very concerned about that.
I mean, I'll be honest with you, that was patronising.
I mean, honestly, you know, golf is not a team sport.
Yeah.
You know, people do play with other people. I have friends that I play with in Los Angeles, but one of the reasons I like golf is because I'm an only child. And when you go out there, you're responsible for everything that happens, good, bad, or otherwise. And nobody can blame you for, you know, you didn't kick the ball into goal, you missed the pass, any of those things that team sports bring. So I like golf because it's a very interesting singular sport that I can do alone.
Wow.
At my own pace.
So you're quite an introverted person? You like your own company? You like to be
I'm not introverted, but I do love my own company, yes.
I prefer being on my own. My wife's working hard at the moment. I'm spending a lot of time in the flat, and I like it because I can just stay in my underpants all day. You know, even when Amazon delivers something, I just answer the door in my underpants.
Oh, I'm not sure if that's legal.
I'm not sure if he's telling the truth about wearing underpants.
Well,
On
that note, I mean, you know, ladies and gentlemen, they're going to be here all evening. It's the fabulous Samuel L. Jackson and Brie Larson. Captain Marvel is there very soon. Make sure you go and see it. Coming up after the break, we've got Jennifer Hudson, will.i.am, Sean Walsh and Brian Adams. Don't go away. Welcome back to the show. As you can see, Samuel L. Jackson, Brie Larson are still on the couch, but let's get my next guest out here. On The Voice, they're looking for the superstars of tomorrow, but of course they are the superstars of today. It's Jennifer Hudson and will.i.am. Look at this. You both look amazing. You're the most stylish. You look amazing, Will. Come on in, come on, sit down, come on, sit down.
You're there.
You guys look amazing. You look like you've come dressed from the future.
That will be Will.
Yeah. Now let's get this out of the way. If you're watching The Voice, I'm watching The Voice, I'm loving The Voice. Who's going to win this year? Whose protege is going to win The Voice?
I don't know. It's not scripted. I can't. It's real.
Who do you... what I'm asking, Will, is who do you think is going to win?
Well, who do I think is going to win? Probably Tom Jones.
So who's strongest on your team? Well, who you got most... If we put the odds to one side, who do you most like working with on your groups?
Well, because we're still, like, filming, I can't really, like, disclose who's my favorite. It's like being a parent and having, like, 3 kids. You can't be like, and you my favorite, and you shut up, both of y'all. This my favorite.
Well, I got 3 kids. They know which one's my favorite.
Yeah, I can't say that. Because then I'm gonna go see him at work, and they be like, "Oh, for real? I ain't your favorite."
Well, if you don't understand, you're playing this wrong. You should tell them, because then the other ones will work harder. That's what I do with my kids. I say, "You're my favorite. You two got some work to do."
Yeah. That change? So the same one's your favorite all the time?
Yeah, the best one.
Something wrong with that.
Jennifer, you've been throwing shoes at people on the show.
Yes.
And this is a sign of approval, I believe.
It's the biggest compliment.
OK, so where did that come from? I hadn't seen that before I saw you do it.
Well, see, I did an audition a long time ago. It was actually for Barry Manilow. And the people who were auditioning me, they took, like, if you had that, they threw it at me, and they threw their pens and everything, and it was like, yes! And I was like, did they really just throw everything
Because they liked you or they didn't like you?
It was a compliment. I didn't get the job, but it was a compliment. So,
I mean, if they threw stuff at you and you didn't get the job, I don't know if it was a compliment.
But it really was. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't get the job, though. But the point is, it's a compliment. If you move me enough for me to remove my shoe and throw it at you, oh my God, it's like a standing ovation.
I mean, yeah. You've explained this on the show, so I guess the kids now, they know that it's a good thing.
Yeah, like I know.
You knew that?
Oh, yeah. I watched The Voice.
You kidding?
Yeah, I'm really excited. I wish you guys would tell me who was going to win, but it's fine.
And they don't know who's going to win. It is a live thing at the moment.
But you guys kind of know.
No, actually, last year I thought my contestant, Danelle, was gonna win. I would have betted on it. And thank God I didn't. But he didn't win. Tom Jones always comes up sneaking, because he's a wizard. Tom Jones, he is Merlin's brother. That's my dude. I love Tom.
Tom is an amazing force of nature.
I love Tom.
Yeah. The crowd always want you to turn around, don't they? They're always going to push you. And, of course, there's that kind of thing at home. You're thinking, please turn around, because you see another person is out there and they're trying to make... And I guess you only have a finite number of slots. You can't turn around for everyone. That must be tough. It must be, I would have thought, the most difficult part of the role, isn't that?
Every once in a while, you get, pushed by the audience, It's like stocks.
You get that excited by their response that you respond to.
because you want to ignore the audience, but at the same time, if the audience is really, really, like, on next level excitement, then you can't ignore that.
Yeah.
You can't ignore that.
Although, you turned around by mistake once, didn't you?
I watched him do it.
Yeah, I was doodling.
He was drawing on the button.
I was drawing on the button. And then, I was really trying to get into the detail, add the shadow on it. And then the pen hit the button. But thank God, the person that was on the other end of the chair was talented, because it could have been a quacking duck. Like, he could have just been quack, 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 quack.
Yeah.
But he wasn't. It was a songbird.
But, I mean, well, the expressions on your face, I wonder, we have two of the finest actors in the business. Perhaps you would assess this acting performance. Let's have a look at Will, and we'll get the professionals' advice as to how successful you were in disguising your dismay.
And I wish I could stay. But girl, I've got to go. Oh, Lord, I wish it wasn't so.
I mean, do you think... Did he disguise what happened, do you think, successfully?
I see Kids' Choice Awards in his future.
Look at that face again.
He was shocked. He scared himself.
I mean, it seems... Am I right in saying that the chemistry that you have on screen, that seems to be genuine? That seems to be something which has come from real life?
Yeah. We didn't rehearse it. All right, check this out.
We just go out there and just
You know what I'm
hang
saying,
out.
Will? Because sometimes people pretend to be friends on screen when they're not. Because you don't want to watch a show if you're thinking, who's this wanker, Ollie Moon?
No.
That's what I'm saying. You like it.
Say something.
No, we have a genuine, like, appreciation for each other.
Good. And Ollie, I believe, often sends you texts when he's drunk.
He gets drunk, and out of the blue, I get, like, random text messages and videos of him. Hey, Jen, your song is on! And he'll start singing and performing, and then the next day he'll apologize, like, hey, I was drunk. Did I send you that? And I'm like, yeah, Ollie, but it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. But he buys me gifts, and so does Will.
Wow.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Well, no, after every rapper.
How'd you do that? Can you talk to me later?
I will.
Yeah.
No, so you pay attention to what she says throughout the season, and then, like, she drop a couple of hints. I'm like, okay, I know I'm gonna get her this year.
Oh, okay. So actually, you guys need to talk. I'm fine.
Yeah, so it's something like after the end of the show, you just want to show your appreciation, like, yo, I got you a gift.
Will knock on my door and bring me like shoes, like really good shoes.
Well, obviously shoes, because you've thrown all your other shoes at people. You know, Brie had a career. She was a singer for a while as well. You had an album out when you were what, 16.
How dare you?
Yeah, you did.
You sing?
Should I audition for the voice?
Come on, let me get a note.
You on the chart,
No, I'm gonna audition for the voice.
Let's turn my chair.
Oh no, we've actually been preparing.
Go ahead.
We've been,
Okay, so we've got a live audition going on. Brie Larson, I'll turn mine as well. Here we go.
You ready?
I've got mine. Okay. I'm here.
And get your shoe ready.
Okay, I'll get, yeah.
Get your shoe ready.
I'm getting a shoe ready just in case.
Get your song ready. Get your shoe.
Okay,
I'm getting stage fright, so I'm gonna go with my go-to, which is because jellicles can, angelicals do. Jellicles can, angelicals do.
Girl, you got my turn already.
You turn. Oh my God! Oh my God! I got a shoe.
Don't hit her. Hold on. You throw it for her, not at her.
You're throwing it aggressively at her. You've got to throw it here.
Let me show you.
No, it's a new shoe.
You throw it like
That is a new
I'll
shoe.
be honest with you, I didn't think it was good enough for a shoe. I mean, it was nearly there, but it wasn't quite.
Oh my God.
In the shadow.
That's good. Okay. Wow. You get a shoe and you get a sock. You get a sock. That's how good that was. That's how good that was. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I tell you.
No, I thought I got to keep that.
You keep going. The trousers are coming off. Okay. Will, can I talk to you about the future?
Yes.
Sorry, I'm getting dressed. Not your company. Your company's called The Future, isn't it?
So that's our office, yeah.
The office.
Because when people say, like, where are you going? I'm like, I'm going to the future. I meet you at the future.
Wow.
Because that's the name of the building. So when people come in, they'll be like, welcome to the future.
Cool.
But you are one of those guys who you do seem to know what's going on. You're very into tech, you're very into new technology, new ideas. You're quite a deep thinker, I think would be fair to say.
Yeah, I was a futurist at Intel and from 2009 to 2013. That was I worked in the futurist department.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've got quite a complicated washing machine at the moment.
Me too.
And I cannot get that thing to work. Sometimes I try and put it on spin for 20 minutes. I get a 3.5-hour wash and still no spin. Will?
I understand.
That's not the place that I'm really I focus on. No, but in the future, like, you're just gonna be able to talk to the machine, and the machine will tell you what you're doing wrong.
Okay. But how far in the future? Because I need to do some washing tomorrow. You know?
Me too.
I haven't washed clothes in my. I don't know how to wash clothes.
I'm not asking you. I didn't ask you whether you'd wash clothes. I'm asking you as someone.
I don't wash. I mean, coming from the projects, we didn't wash clothes. Now that I have success, I still don't wash clothes. I don't wash clothes.
Here's exciting news. Jennifer Hudson, and I think this has been announced, you're going to be appearing in a movie and you will be playing, am I correct, that you will be playing the Queen of Soul?
Yes.
OK, so Aretha Franklin, ladies and gentlemen, who sadly we lost just a short while ago. Amazing talent. And that must be a daunting prospect because she means so much to all of us, I think. She means so much to so many.
Just hearing you mention it just now, my heart literally just dropped.
And this is just, you're scared of the prospect?
Yes. I mean, those are huge shoes to fill. No one ever could. But just to be chosen by her to portray her.
She chose you, right?
Yeah. It's like mind-blowing, you know?
So, yeah, and so, Will, you were just saying, so Aretha said she wanted you to play her.
Yes.
Oh, my gosh.
That's amazing. When did that happen? When did you...
Well, we talked about it actually right after I won my Oscar for Dreamgirls. So we had been talking about it for, what, almost 12 years. And now it's actually manifesting, you know?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. She had a very distinctive, very, unique voice, of course.
Yeah.
Quite different voice to yours, in actual fact. So will you be trying to replicate her voice, or are you using her recordings in the film?
Well, I will definitely be singing. I mean, I can only use my voice. It's only, but...
Well, will you try and make it sound more like hers, or you'll be doing your version of her songs?
I have yet to think about that, how I would approach it. But that's a part of the process in becoming, you know, to portray her, which is still fresh in my mind.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. I know, I asked you earlier, you said you couldn't sing a bit for us tonight because your voice is a bit not quite right.
No, it's always all right, but, I mean, what you want me to sing?
Well... Well, the classic Aretha is respect, R-E-S-P-E-C-T, of course.
Well, I should say before the film, but I give you a line or two. Y'all gotta hear me. What you want, baby, I got it. What you need, you know I got it. But all I'm asking is for a little respect when you come on. Hey, baby, when you get over,
Just a little bit.
hey, just a little bit.
Hit it. R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
Find out what it means to me. R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Take care of T-C-T.
Amazing. Wow. I mean, that's amazing, isn't it? What a talent.
Thank you.
And Will, if you could come round tomorrow and help me with it. Because Jennifer just sang for me.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. What type of washing machine do you have?
It's great to have you here. Ladies and gentlemen, Will I Am, of course, and the fabulous Jennifer Hudson. Can't wait to see you as Aretha. I cannot wait. Still to come, we'll be chatting to Sean Walsh. We've got Brian Adams chatting and performing, so don't go away. Welcome back. Let's get my next guest right out of here. He's a very funny comedian who's on tour right now, but he's got a lot more to talk about than just that. It is, of course, Mr. Sean Walsh, ladies and gentlemen. Gonna be good. Cheers.
Hello. How's it going? Hello. Hello.
Sean, sit yourself down. Now, you know, I'm going to say this. I love you as a comedian. I've always loved your work as a comedian. I think you know that. And I want to thank you for coming on. But obviously, before we talk about that, so we do need to talk about what happened with you on Strictly last year. Well, I think we have to... I mean, I think I have to, because otherwise it's going to feel like we're avoiding this issue.
Yeah, sure.
And I'll explain to our American guests, most of you, I guess, know what I'm talking about. Sean was on Strictly Come Dancing, which in America is Dancing with the Stars, I think. And the way the story was told in the newspaper was that he's in a relationship at home, but then he's seen and photographed by the newspapers kissing the woman he's dancing with on the show. And your partner then wrote, I thought, a very powerful and somewhat moving statement about that on Twitter. And I would like to know how you felt reading that and what you felt about what she wrote about what you did.
Well, I think, you know, obviously I was stupid and I was selfish and I was hurtful to someone that I cared about and someone that I respected and, well, I'd still care about and still respect. And, you know, I'll always be sorry about what I did. I think when it all sort of... When it blew up, you know, I don't think I reacted in the correct manner. I didn't know what to do. It was, you know, it was huge. And, but it's been some time since then and, you know, I've had a lot of time to look at my actions, look at my behaviour and take responsibility as well. I think when you sort of, you know, when you've gone through something like that, you end up thinking in cliches and, you know, like if I could go back in time, you know, I'd behave differently and treat her differently. But, you know, unfortunately, all I can be is as sorry as I am and as regretful as I am, you know, because if you behave the way I did privately, you know, that's inexcusable enough. But for it to go so, you know, public, that was all my fault.
Because, of course, that's like the biggest show on British TV, and you're on that show, and that would be one of the reasons why it attracted that much attention.
Exactly, because, you know, she didn't sign up to that, Rebecca didn't sign up to that, I did, and I think that, you know, that it's all my fault. And the mess, the size of it, that's all my fault. I take responsibility for that.
You've had contact with her, presumably, though. I mean, presumably you spoke to her after the story broke. And...
We've not had much contact, no. But, you know, I've apologised, and I think, to be honest, with the statement, you know, it's funny how things work out because actually I'm grateful for that statement because if she hadn't posted that, then I probably, if I'm honest, I probably wouldn't have looked at myself and tried to change. And I think I've done that, you know, in, I don't know what it's been, 5 months or something.
So it's 5 months. So what have you been doing as an effort to change?
Well, yeah, I've ended up I'm that guy, you know, therapy and trying to sort myself out and also more recently cutting out the booze until I can, you know, sort of, well, yeah, until I feel that I've changed and I've got past that.
So let me ask you about when you're on tour now. Do you refer to this? Do you talk about aspects of this in your comedy routine now?
The show, it takes place from when that photo dropped to the following Saturday, and it's more about what it was like because it was an extremely unusual, you know, thing to go through, and what it's like to be the centre of a media storm. For example, people dressed up as me for Halloween.
So you're processing that aspect of it as well, I guess.
Yeah, well, I think it would be strange if I went on stage during the tour and I just ended up talking about, you know, microwaves for an hour.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
I guess you have to acknowledge it.
Yeah, you have to acknowledge it, but I just think maybe it's interesting, you know, because I wasn't, you know, I remember when I was first announced for Strictly, you know, the papers were complaining that no one knew who I was.
Yeah. Well, you soon sorted that
out. And so, yeah, I think it's an interesting thing to talk about.
So when you went away to kind of get away from this, you were in America for 5 months. So what do you find when you come back here? What do you miss about America? What do you like about being there?
I went to America to work on the show, and well, most people go away to have a break in the sun. I went away to have a break from the sun. Yeah, and so I went away and basically because I went to LA, very, very positive place, and that's what I needed. People in LA, they wake up, they're smiling, they smile the entire day until bed. That's what they do. It's an extremely positive place, but it makes it very easy to spot the Brits abroad. Yeah. Because the Americans in LA, these huge smiles that take up their entire face, and then you can spot basically what I've recognised as the British smile, and you can spot it anywhere around the world, and it's this. But after a month, because I wanted to get away, and I needed to get away from here, and I was like, I've got to get out of the UK. I can't stand this. And I went out, and there was the positivity, and I was enjoying it. And then after a month, it did begin to sort of, as a Brit, wear me down. And when I got back to London at Heathrow, and I got on the tube on the Piccadilly line, and I sat next to a bloke who had just finished work at Heathrow, right? And he was sat opposite a colleague, and the first thing I heard back on British soil was a bloke say to his mate, "How was your day?" And that bloke went, "Fucking shit." And I thought, oh, it's good to be home.
Sean's back on tour. You started touring already, or is it starting soon?
It's starting.
Okay,
yeah.
It's starting now. OK, so we've got a clip. This is a clip of Sean when he's at the Palladium. Just to remind you what a brilliant comedian is. This is Sean Walsh live, ladies and gentlemen.
I'll tell you what annoys me the most. People come round now. They don't want to talk, do they? They come around, you're home. There's no how are you, how are things, what have you been up to? They want to know one thing and one thing only. What's your Wi-Fi code? What's your Wi-Fi code? What's your Wi-Fi code? What's your Wi-Fi code? Your front door. What's your Wi-Fi code? Which one are you? Sky or Berkeley? What's your Wi-Fi code? What's your Wi-Fi code? Are you BT or Sky? Which one are you? What's your Wi-Fi code? Was this happening before Wi-Fi? Does anyone remember? Were people coming round? Hey, how's it going? Yeah, not bad. Have you got a book I can read?
Ladies and gentlemen, Sean's tour after this one, I'm going home, starting now, goes right to the dawn. Sean Walsh, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Sean. Cheers, mate. Thank you. Thank you. OK, still to come, we've got Brian Adams out here chatting and performing live. Don't go away. Welcome back to the show. He's been rocking for over 40 years and he once spent 16 consecutive weeks at #1 here in the UK. Let's have a reminder of some of his biggest hits. Please welcome superstar Mr. Bryan Adams. Bryan, you look incredible. You look incredible.
Thanks, very kind.
You're on tour right in the middle of this huge tour going all over the country. Do you still like playing the old hits?
Oh yeah, very much so. Yeah, I mean, if I don't play them, they sing them for me.
Yeah, so they all join in.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
But everything I do it for you. That was #1 for 60 weeks, and I loved it. But then it began to drive me a bit crazy.
I didn't know you listened to the radio that much.
Yeah.
That's great.
You know I do.
Oh.
Yeah. Does it drive you a bit crazy though when you hear something of yours that was around for so long?
No. I'm really pleased about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have how old? You've got pretty young kids, haven't you?
I've got an 8-year-old and a 6-year-old.
So I guess they probably hadn't seen you perform live, or have they seen you now?
They came and saw me last year for the first time. There have been other little moments where they've seen me. Generally at home when I sing, it's like my hands go over my mouth. Yeah. They just stop me from singing. Yeah. But they came to see me at Wembley, and it was beautiful to see them out there. I mean, if you've got kids, you know it's a really touching thing to have some sort of other communication other than having supper with them, you know. So, and this morning I woke up, I heard the little pitter-patter coming into my room. It was the 8-year-old, and she came in, and she come in and cuddled. And then the 6-year-old came on and just jumped on me and fell asleep on me. And so it was kind of like, you're our papa.
Wow.
You know, so... It was just a sweet thing, and when you have kids, you'll find out.
Yeah. Okay. It'll happen. So here's the exciting news. Bryan, not only can you see him live now, and he is amazing live, of course, but you've just released your 14th studio album, Shine a Light.
Yeah, thank you.
And you've collaborated on this with Ed Sheeran.
Ed wrote the title song with me.
Which you're going to perform this evening.
I will, yeah, if you let me to.
Yeah, and Jennifer Lopez as well.
Yes, Jennifer's singing a song I wrote called That's How Strong Our Love Is. Okay. We're singing together on that one. It's kind of beautiful, too.
She wasn't your first call. You asked for Hudson, didn't you? And
I
you
did,
got Lopez.
yeah.
I want no parts of this.
Yeah, yeah.
I would love to sing, though.
But I know Bryan is an incredible photographer, ladies and gentlemen, an amazing photographer.
That's very kind.
A lot of great people. You did a Radio 2 campaign. You did me for that. You photographed, obviously, Kate Moss for that. The Queen as well you photographed.
You've done a few...
Wow. That's amazing. We have a portrait that you did of the Queen.
There it is, yeah.
I mean, that's an exciting day at the office when you're photographing the Queen.
Yeah, it was good. I got asked because I'm Canadian, and I got asked to represent Canada as the photographer for her Golden Jubilee. And so I got 5 minutes with her at her house.
Wow.
I met Prince Charles doing the Royal Variety Show, and I died. I bombed.
You know, don't apologise for this too, mate.
No, I'm not. No, what happened is this gig did not go well, and you have to do the lineup. Yeah. And Prince Charles was walking towards me, and I thought, oh no, what's he going to say? The gig was a disaster. And he leant in and he went, "Don't worry about that lot, bunch of toffs."
The reason why I mentioned Bryan's photography, though, was because I know you have a book out, and it's a wonderful idea for a book. It's coming out later this year, and I think you've done most of it. This was your idea, I think.
Yeah.
You went to, tell me about the idea behind this.
Well, I did a book on homeless people, and it's based on people that live on the street and basically work for the big issue, which is, everyone probably knows, they see people on the street selling the big issue, and it gives the people that are homeless a bit of dignity, and they can make a bit of money from selling the magazine. I was asked to do it 10 years ago to do a few portraits for the magazine, and I thought I'd continue it, and I've made a book about it. And I think it's an issue that we're faced with every day, seeing people on the street, and I wanted to sort of highlight it with a photographic exhibition and a book. And
I guess all the proceeds of this will be going to the big issue, I guess.
Absolutely, yeah, they've got a foundation.
That's a really lovely thing. And what a wonderful idea as well. Ladies and gentlemen, Bryan is to perform Shine a Light. It's his new single. This is the one that you co-wrote with Ed Sheeran.
That's correct.
It's an amazing song. He's an amazing performer. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Bryan Adams.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Bryan is going to head over there to perform first. Thank you to all my other guests tonight. Of course, Sean Walsh, Jennifer Hudson, will.i.am, Brie Larson and Samuel L. Jackson, ladies and gentlemen. Join me again on the show next week, but now, with Shine a Light, it's Bryan Adams.
You were born in a small town Shine a light, shine a light, shine a light, shine a light, shine a light.